Guys, Goku finally managed to activate his new transformation named the True Super Saiyan God. But for Goku to control this power, he will need all the help possible, and Master Roshi will appear. What will be his reaction when he meets the beautiful Saiyan Yamoshi? Well, let's see it now, so leave your like. Let's hit the goal of 3,000 likes for me to release the next episode in the sequence. Done? Alright, come with me. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely on planet Earth, it was possible to see Goku being trained by Yamoshi to use Excalibur in the best possible way. Goku was using his new transformation, where he was very similar to Uzaru, only the size of a person, normal, and much more powerful. Vegeta was no longer in that location. The Prince of Saiyans was within a dimension, and he was sent there by the staff of Whis. Vegeta had asked the angel to send him there and to change that dimension to be as difficult and heavy as possible so that Vegeta could train. Because even though the Prince of Saiyans did not immediately demonstrate, he felt inferior to Goku when he saw that his friend and rival had achieved a new transformation and that Goku was worthy of using Excalibur. This shook his ego and the pride of the Prince of Saiyans, and not to feel that way, Vegeta decided to train to be able to transform himself into the form that Son Goku was using. Vegeta had a great mastery over his own ki. So much so that it was thanks to this mastery that he had achieved the power of Super Saiyan God without the need to perform the Saiyan Divine Ritual, just like Son Goku. Goku was standing a few meters away from Yamoshi, who was just staring at the Saiyan with a certain disdain because she thought that Goku would learn to use the sword in a short time. But that didn't happen. Goku and Yamoshi were in that place a few hours ago, and with the help of Whis, who created a temporal dome on Master Roshi's island, time inside passed faster than usual. Goku, seeing this disdain on Yamoshi's face, advanced against the Saiyans' ancestors and tried to make an attack with the sword from top to bottom on Yamoshi's neck. But she used a branch that was on the ground to defend herself from the blow and then landed a blow from top to bottom on Goku's chin, making the Saiyan lift his feet off the ground. Then Yamoshi hit the stick in Goku's abdomen and ended up being thrown away, and Excalibur ended up falling from the hand, and at that moment the Saiyan fell to the ground. He ended up returning to his base form, something that made Yamoshi sigh heavily because Goku was coming out of his transformation all the time, and that delayed his training because Goku could only lift and use the Holy Sword when he transformed. Yamoshi said, "It seems that even after these years of training inside the Dome of Time, you still can't keep the transformation activated for more than 10 consecutive minutes without the help of the power of Whis. And even after these years, you managed to learn the basics. And I'm talking about this in a very positive way, because in reality, you look like a baby using a stick with great power in your hands," said the ancestor of the Saiyans while looking at Goku, who was currently sitting on the floor, panting while trying to recover his breath and his energy. Goku spoke. "It's not easy to keep in the shape for a long time. The feeling of using this new transformation is quite different from being transformed into the normal Super Saiyan God. When I'm using this new form, I feel a strange feeling of wanting to destroy everything around me, and fighting this instinct is very bad. So, focusing on using Excalibur and fighting this destruction instinct at the same time is something very difficult, and it uses a lot of my energy. But I'll be better in a few years, and after that I won't waste so much energy, and so I'll be able to keep the transformation under control long enough to use Excalibur and defeat Hiroki," said the Saiyan as he sat on the floor and talked about how he felt about stepping into that form. A mysterious voice spoke. "You feel that way because a Saiyan's instinct is to destroy everything in sight. And I would say that this feeling you are feeling is the same as what a Saiyan feels when he becomes a giant ape and loses control about his own actions. Or that's what I think at least, Goku," said a slightly tired male voice, making Goku turn around immediately, only to see his former master and father figure, who was looking at the Saiyan from afar. Goku said, "Master Roshi, what are you doing here?" asked the Saiyan, getting up quickly and facing his former master, who, after his grandfather, was the closest person that Goku had to a father. Master Roshi said, "I don't know if you forgot, this is still my house. Apparently the divine energy I saw there at Krillin's house was caused by you, and from what I can see you managed to pull Excalibur from the bottom of the sea. I had thought that I had put it in a place where no one would be able to find it, but apparently you managed to find and remove the sword from the pedestal where I had placed it when I was younger," said Goku's former master. Everyone was surprised to hear that the Lord's words. Yamoshi said, "Wait, you knew about Excalibur and you had even placed it under the sea in the past?" asked the ancestor of the Saiyans while looking at Goku's master, who only at that moment looked at Yamoshi. Master Roshi said, "What a beautiful girl! Let me see her closer," said the old man before jumping towards Yamoshi with his typical perverted look on his face, with a trickle of blood running down one of his nostrils. Yamoshi, seeing such a scene, was very surprised and didn't even move, and Master Roshi, after taking a jump, ended up falling very close to Yamoshi. And seeing that he was very close to the Saiyan ancestor, he placed his face between the breasts of Yamoshi and started rubbing his face against the Saiyan's breasts. And at that moment that he saw, she got irritated and ended up hitting a punch in the stomach of Kame, making him fly, and when he fell to the ground, Master Roshi generated a large crater. And after a few seconds, the dust that ended up forming lowered, and it was possible to see Master Roshi with a large amount of blood dripping from his nose and on the side of his mouth, but there was a big smile on his face of pure satisfaction. Whis thought, "Seems like some things just don't change. At least Master Roshi is still alive, because Yamoshi is very strong, and luckily she held the fist. Otherwise Master Roshi would be dead by now. Well, I better take care of him soon before Master Roshi ends up fainting because of blood loss or even worse," thought the angel before approaching Master Roshi, and then he raised his staff and a green light came out. And when he touched Master Roshi, he ended up having all his injuries healed, along with fatigue and feeling better. The Lord ended up jumping up and facing the Saiyan he had cared for and trained in the past. Master Roshi said, "Well, returning to the previous subject and answering your question, beautiful lady, I found Excalibur many years ago, and when I realized that it was a very powerful and dangerous weapon, I ended up isolating myself on this island and using my power. I threw Excalibur at the bottom of the sea with all my strength, and with that it just stayed at the bottom of the sea for years. But this Excalibur is very different from the one I had wielded in the past. The handle is identical, but the blade is very different," said the Lord, while looking at Yamoshi's face. Goku was holding Master Kame so that he wouldn't attack the Saiyan ancestor again, because next time Yamoshi wouldn't hold back her strength. Master Roshi said, "Now returning to the main and original point, which was that new form of yours and the difficulty to keep it activated. It's because that transformation is very similar to the giant ape transformation that you and Vegeta used in the past. Vegeta had control because I was already used to that form and you weren't. That's why you don't have control over your current transformation. So I recommend trying to master your primitive instincts before mastering this form. It's better to go after someone who teaches you how to control your divine power correctly, because even though I am human, I can feel your energy being released from your body," said Master Roshi while looking at Goku, who ended up remembering that he never really mastered the primitive instincts he had when he turned into a giant ape in the past. Beerus said, "I think I can help in this matter. In fact, I know who can help you control your power, Goku," said the current god of destruction, surprising everyone when he arrived at the place. Beerus said, "In the past, I also didn't know how to master my divine energy in the right way, and even Whis couldn't help me, so I ended up adopting a dog that was much more than just a simple dog. He was the pet of the gods of destruction of Universe 7. So even though I'm useless in my current state, I'm still useful enough to go to Universe 6 and get my pet, and that pet will help you train properly, Goku." Beerus spoke while looking at the Saiyan, who was surprised by this shocking news. With that, we'll end today's video. If you want to see the continuation of this incredible story, leave a lot of likes in the video and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you on another day, guys.